is it matters that the Father created this and started this, gave us supreme math and alphabet, but that we're also supposed to develop things that make this nation unique and ever developing as well. And not throw away great teaching tools because you think the Father didn't use it, right? Like boarding days mathematics though. Great teaching tool. You know what I'm saying? A vital teaching tool to respect, even if you don't use refinement, freedom. You know what I mean? A tool of presenting ourselves with clarity, 5% nation of gods and earths, that has allowed us to be very understood in countless places that we go to, and have led to no confusion, and no confusion being confused with Muslims.
Well, okay. Can you talk about the Borning thing? I just want to address that just for the sake of the audience in terms of like the Borning thing. Like, there are brothers that use that in a confusing way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I just want to just be
absolutely
clear. There are people who
right.
they get religious with it.
I saw the understanding of certain people, not on a Hadith level, but I remember the God emblem was very against Borning the mathematics, because even though we didn't make that up, by the way. Borning the mathematics is called the phatic system in ancient Greek and in numerology. You know what I mean? It's a way of putting principles together, reducing the number, right? But he was very much into this nation actually being the mathematicians, because we use supreme mathematics. We should be mathematicians. And he felt that wasn't a very mathematical, elevated mathematical form. I couldn't argue with that. In that case, it was. To me, Borning the mathematics is more of an exercise in the mathematics of logic and how principles combine themselves logically. And that's why I think it's a great tool. Now, people do use it really crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing when people, they start talking and they spell out everything in the supreme math alphabet.
Right.
And you don't know what the hell they're talking about. And they're doing it as code, and they want to do it like that, and it becomes not very like...
It becomes silly.
Yeah, it doesn't have much effect, other than it makes it code, you know, where other people wouldn't understand it though. But I understand all those viewpoints though. But to belittle, because like I said, I'm trying to make the point that I dealt with lots of people that don't do what I do. And I understood their perspectives and respected it. And was like, yo, teach on that angle. Because when you teach on that angle, you're going to get somebody that's really strong in that way. And it'll adhere to it. You know what I mean? But at the school, we should represent all of the angles of the entire nation. And so when I teach mathematics, I feel it's must to teach that certain people that learned from Dina, they didn't learn and weren't taught that refinement is in the power. So they don't teach it in there. I disagree with the way that some of them...
in the refinement. That's what I'm saying, how you say it. You see what I'm saying? Like, cause
that's how they say it though. You know what I mean?
There's refinement. He's trying to refine his power.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So, all of that is very good. I didn't get to the end of it, but then he just bombs up the nation of gods and earths and all that kind of stuff. It says it's crazy. But those are my real issues. Magnetic particularly can always speak to me. Because I'm always here.
Okay,
like,
so
you know,
should we invite him here to build about it?
If he wants to,
I mean, because you know, because when I show him, I don't want to make I don't want him to think that I'm running from it. I just at the show and prove. I don't want to spend my show and prove going through this with you over and over again. And it's like
that's the thing. Yeah, I had gone over it with him, and he left supposedly thinking that he corrected me, where I was telling him, I'm going to teach it the way I teach it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you know, but I mean, I would invite him there, but I'm not saying that's going to change any of our viewpoints.
I think this though. Here's what I think they need to do. Every God that doesn't deal with this though, and every God that's saying Hadith though, you need to get off your high fucking horse. All of the shit that we're building here is to teach the babies that the black man is God. And it's time that we start respecting what all the elders and their experiences with the Father. That some people had experiences with the Father and other people had experiences with the Father, and they are all worthwhile. And if you teach it a certain way, it's because that's the way you're teaching it though. You know what I mean? And it's all peace. But if you're teaching it and saying all the other shit is wrong, now I know why I get certain handshakes from people that got no years in this shit.
God, let me ask you, do you know anybody who has refinement with their power that goes at war with brothers who don't have it?
I don't see it in that direction.
Right, you're right, but there's always the brothers who don't have it.
And it's like, when Allah went to Medina, I felt like maybe he left out that I taught Mecca. Did he not tell them?
Well, they know that they have.
No, I'm being sarcastic as hell.
Right,
did he tell them, like, I taught other people this before, so they got different stuff? You know what I'm saying? That never happened. Like, I've met students that in martial arts, I met students that Sigang Babi taught that I didn't learn with. That they weren't the gods, they were other people. I was like, why are you doing that move like that? You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that. So it's like, how are we supposed to be a unified nation though, if you're making hadith and saying it's only like this, when you know that it's not like that? And to basically this when they say Umalad said that story, they want to say he's slow, but the truth is, Umalad was saying that story because he's the one that told it best. But everyone else, a lot of others were there. Alim was there. You know what I'm saying? Dumar was there. I was there when Dumar would tell this, and Alim was there. Akman was there. Prince was there.
Oh no, but they're
You know what I'm
liars.
saying?
They're liars though.
So, Umalad told the story. But I saw all the other elders saying, yeah, that's
and then somebody who wasn't there knows the context better than Umalad.
Yeah, who was there?
And they make it like Umalad was this rabid person saying, like this man is still affected by how we treated these women. Like he put refinement in there because he didn't know how to teach the women. You know, and he's still
motivate God. Peace. I just can't say peace.
Peace, God.
Praise God.
And he's still obsessed with this. Nah, he was telling a story, but I've heard him tell the story with all the other gods around. But then they'll tell you like, oh, I'm from Prince Tree, but Prince wasn't right exact. I'm from this tree. They'll trash their own tree to make this hadith point, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Because my journey in this knowledge was learning from so many different teachers that there's no way that everything I learned was agreeable to each one.
Well, I want to also make.
It wasn't.
I want to also.
It's too many people.
There are younger people who are, telling the story of Prince, and they weren't there.
Yeah.
So like you want to argue with me the context in which Prince taught.
Yeah.
But you wasn't even. I walked with him before you were born.
It's bananas.
That's the crazy thing. So this is why so it gets to a point where all right, I'm gonna do what I do. Sometimes I know that you're so I'm not gonna even, because I see the back and forth on Facebook.
Yeah.
And these characters and I know them dude, you're 27.
What I'm saying
is from the enlightener. They get
it from the educator, right? They get it from okay, and I know you get it, and you know what? Me and your educator are peace a lot of the time, but you're running with this narrative, and as if to go to war with me, or go to war with people who teach it like I do.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mega did this.